Hello again and welcome to another Warhammer 40k Mordian Glory video. I'm really excited about today's video because I want to talk to you about a huge apocalypse narrative event that I am going to be running. The event itself is called the Doom of Thanatos, and it will be a full weekend of narrative 40k. Players will be involved in a massive 2-day apocalypse battle at one of the most venerable gaming stores in the UK, Element Games Northwest. Let me be clear, this is not a tournament. It is absolutely very much an event. It is a social gathering. The point of this whole thing is for people to come together, have fun, and take part in something that will hopefully be really unique and memorable. I'll go into a bit more detail later on about how this is all going to work, but I want to include loads of really cool, unique mechanics in this event. I want players to be able to request genuine airstrikes and artillery strikes from other players in the event. I want people to call for reinforcements or maybe even request the permission to retreat. In a funny sort of way, it's kind of going to be a bit like a light 40k milsim event. And that, of course, means that role-playing and cosplaying is fully welcome. Players are encouraged to completely and utterly unleash the full extent of their narrative powers. And speaking of players, this event is completely noob friendly. Everyone is welcome. It doesn't matter if you've never played a game before. This is very much going to be an experience and a social gathering more than a cutthroat competitive competition. And don't worry if you're a new player and you only have like 1,000 or 2,000 points to play with. That's fine. Whether you've got a huge army or a small one, there's going to be mechanics in the game that will stop you from getting wiped out early and will allow you to play consistently and constantly over the course of the whole weekend. Now that covers a very high level overview of the event, and if you're interested, let me now give you some more specific details. Let me go through the important IRL stuff. Okay, now there are 90 spaces at this event, and it's going to take place on the 12th and 13th of August in 2023. So as of recording this video, that's just under 3 months away. It's going to be held at Element Games in Stockport. Anyone who has seen my tournament reports before will be familiar with Element Games. But in case you've not seen one of those, it's a very good and venerable gaming establishment. It's been going for as long as I can remember, and I've been going to events there for well over a decade. It's got a well-stocked and fully licensed bar, so you'll have plenty of beverages to enjoy, and they've also got a huge Warhammer shop as well, so it's much more than simply a big hall that we've rented out. To be clear, we've rented the entire gaming space, which is huge, and I've already spoken to and organized this with Element Games. We will be able to push together all of the tables to make a giant gaming space. This is not going to be a simple 6x4 situation. We're going to make battlefields that truly feel the scale they should be. Put it this way, you're going to have to measure the range on that basilisk. Each person who wants to come to the event will need to buy a ticket, and these will cost £50 each. This will cover you for both days, and it will include lunch on both days as well. Speaking of lunch, it will either be a pizza or you'll get a sandwich platter and some other bits and bobs as well. Do not worry, we're going to try and cater for all different dietary requirements, and you will have your lunch provided on both days, and there should be something for you to eat. Now you might be saying to yourself already, dinner and a show? Morning, I am there. How do I get these tickets? You'll find a link for the tickets down in the description below. They are purchased from the Element Games web store. But now that we've got those important real-life details out of the way, let's get back into the event itself. And a big question that's going to be on everyone's minds is, what can I bring to this thing? And honestly, the short answer is anything. This is a narrative and apocalypse event. It's essentially open play. You don't need to worry about force organization charts or can I take the rule of 3 or anything else. No. All of that's out the window. If you want to turn up with a full tank company, 10, 20, 30 Lehman Russes, that's absolutely fine. If you want to turn up with Titans, please, I want to see Titans on the tabletop. That's absolutely amazing. If you want to bring a mixture of Marines and Guard and Custodians and Greats and the whole smorgasbord of the Imperium, you can do that. But it's not just Imperial factions, Chaos, Xenos, everyone and anything is welcome. This is Apocalypse, baby. No one is going to miss out on a scrap like this. And yes, that does include Legends units as well. As long as you've got a legal data sheet for the game system that we're going to be playing, you can bring it along. Now, the reason I mention the game system thing is because as of recording this video right now, we're in 9th edition. But 10th edition is right around the corner, and the rumored release date for 10th edition is going to be in June or July time. So we should be playing 10th edition when this event takes place. But whatever edition is live is the one that we are going to use. It might sound a bit crazy, but it shouldn't matter too much which edition we're using because we're not playing competitive play. This is narrative, this is Apocalypse, this is open play. So the game rules are just going to allow us to essentially use our cool models on the tabletop. And we don't need to worry too much about all those match play intricacies. But Mordian Glory, if it's not match play, how do I know how it works? Are there rounds? Are there timings? Who am I going to fight off against? This is a 2-day continuous battle. This is a huge Apocalypse thing. Like I said, it's a milsim. We're trying to represent what a 2-day engagement in 40k would look like. And it's going to be the Heretics versus the Imperium. Now, that doesn't mean Xenos aren't invited. No. Xenos are very much going to be part of this. If you're a Xenos player, you may find yourself on an Imperium team, or you might find yourself on the Heretic team. For example, the Tau might try and assist the Imperium against what they see as the greater threat of the Chaos, or they may misguidedly try and help out the Chaos team, thinking that they'll be able to bring them into the greater good after the dogmatic Imperium has fallen. Or you may find that there are some Eldar who are helping out the Imperium for their own mysterious ways, and Dark Eldar naturally may find themselves on the Chaos team. Regardless of which team you end up on, each player can bring about 5,000 points. Now, you can bring a bit more than that, or you can bring a bit less than that. You don't have to reach it. It's very much a guideline. Let me put it this way. Each team will have 1 full hour for each turn. So you can bring as much as you want to the event, but you have to be able to manage that inside an hour. So if you turn up with 10,000 points, absolutely fantastic. But you better be able to handle 10,000 points in an hour turnaround. Now, I know some newer players might hear that 5,000 points and find it really intimidating. Do not panic, do not worry. You absolutely don't need 5,000 points. You can bring a lot less than that. You could bring 1,000 or 1,500 or whatever you've got, you can bring. Don't worry about that because we have a respawn mechanic. Whenever you get wiped out or your position becomes untenable, you might have 3 or 4 shattered Marines running around the place. You can take what models you've got left on the board and take them off. And then your army goes into what I'm calling the reinforcement pool. You will then respawn in your team's next turn. Now, when you respawn, or when you come back as reinforcements, essentially, you may end up going back into the same part of the map that you were playing in before, or you may get reassigned to another part. Basically, this represents the constant stream of reinforcements that are getting fed into the game. And making clever and effective use of the reinforcement mechanic could very well decide the winner or loser of the event, because you may decide that pouring reinforcements into a battle that's already lost is not a great idea, and instead your team decides to focus on a different area of the map and try and achieve some other local objectives. Or the enemy might achieve a breakthrough and you need to funnel as many reinforcements into that to try and stop them and hold them in place. The point is that it doesn't matter what size of army that you bring, it doesn't matter your experience, you're always going to have something to do. Maybe you need to hold the line and wait for reinforcements to turn up, or maybe you'll be the cavalry that comes in and saves the day. Whatever happens, you're going to be busy. Now, all of this is very much a high-level overview of the event. There's loads of extra nitty-gritty detail, but rather than boring you with it in this video, I'm going to have a link to the full rules pack down in the description. I'm also going to have a link to the lore for the event. This is very much a narrative thing, and so I've taken the time to write a few pages of lore to help you get immersed in this thing and to get you in the mood for what we're trying to do here. But this lore is very much a starter for 10, and I guarantee you that much narrative is going to be forged on the day itself. Finally, I'm sure there's going to be loads of questions, stuff that I've missed in the rules pack and in this video. If you've got any questions, queries, or ideas, get them down in that comment section below. I'll be keeping an active eye on it, and I'll be answering as many questions as I can. I'm really hyped up for this. I'm extremely excited. As of recording this video, we've already got about 30 tickets sold already. So whatever happens, we're going to be having a big old battle. And I think it's not only going to be a great way to play the game, but it's also going to be a great social event as well. I'm really looking forward to meeting many people from the Mordi and Glory community who I've been chatting with and conversing with online for years. But this will be the first time that I actually get to meet them as well. So it's going to be pretty cool no matter what happens. But that's all for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And of course, as always, I'll see you guys next time.